I'm going to move on. Sterling from Vancouver, Canada. In a sense, a suburb of Saskatchewan, where my mother was born.
Great.
In a sense, a suburb. Did your client notice? Whoa, who are we talking about? That sounds very specific. Did your client notice?
Just kind of rephrase it.
Okay. Do your clients notice a lot of wasted clicks that didn't relate into calls? I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is juicy, Chris. I had 3 clicks last night and not one call. $60 down the drain. Any information on tips you could share on this would be amazing.
Okay.
Chris, are we talking specifically call only? Or are we talking?
Yeah, I think so. I think what he's referring to is Sterling is referring to call only.
Are we getting into this? I know a lot of things about call only.
Well, no, we're not. We're going to very subtly, you're going to let me answer, and then you're going to take us from there. So, because I don't want to go into an hour and a half. So, Sterling, the ugly truth about call only is that you get charged when the click happens, not when the call happens.
I didn't.
That's the ugly truth about call only. It is still worth it because you can get leads at lower rates, because when they click on your website, you always pay, but then they have an option to call. And they can get distracted. They don't like the pictures you have on your site. You didn't pick the right title on your headline for them to like what they want. So call only works because it skips all that mumble jumbo and just gets straight into call or don't call. And sometimes a $60 cost per acquisition for a call only is worth it, because your click on website and call acquisition might be 100 cost per acquisition. So that's, yes, there are wasted clicks, and it can be a very low call percentage, but typically it stays within the same range. Some you might get a 1-to-1, and other ones you might get a 3-to-1 rate. But in the end, it kind of equals out.
Yeah, Chris, good point. When people click on the call only ad, the thing pops up on their smartphone that says, do you want to call this number? Yes or no? And if they click no, you still get charged because they clicked on the ad. It's cost per click.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on. What I would advise, but Chris, it's not a waste, because from Google's perspective, just because someone clicked on a traditional ad and goes to your website, a lot of those clicks don't turn into conversions either. So I see Google's argument here. What I would recommend, Sterling, is different. In my experience, different kinds of keywords have different, what I call click to call ratios. And so what I would do is, you already have the clicks column, add in the calls column, the phone calls column, go to a large period of time, and either download it the campaign or the ad group or the keyword tab, whatever makes sense for you. Edit down your spreadsheet once you download it to your ad group, keyword, or campaign, whatever you're looking at, and then your clicks column, and then your phone calls column. Divide the clicks column by the phone call column, and that'll give you your click to call ratio. That'll tell you how many calls you're getting, or maybe it's called a click ratio. That'll tell you how many calls you're getting per click. And so if for every 10 clicks you get 7 calls, that's a 70%. And so look at your high volume, either ad groups, keywords, or ads, whatever you're looking at, and see if some of them stand out over a large period of data as having bad call to click ratios. And then you can only do call only on the ones that are working. But you know what? A simpler way to do this is look at your cost per conversion column. If your cost per conversion is too high, it may be because for whatever reason that kind of keyword has a low call ratio. Just lower the bids and get it to a manageable point.